Welcome all to the world of maths. This is Christabel and you're watching my YouTube channel KRISY'S Maths Academy, which is a channel which is exclusively for those who are preparing for competitive exams such as bank exam, PSC, RRB, etc. and those who need to improve their quantitative aptitude. Okay, so in my previous video I told about what are polynomials, how do we factorize those polynomials, and what is a quadratic polynomial. So in this video I am going to explain about quadratic equations and how to solve them. Okay, so in this video I will cover the topics on what is quadratic equation, then how we are going to solve a quadratic equation, that will be by the method of factorization, grouping, as well as using identities or basic algebraic formula. Also I am going to introduce a new formula, that is a basic formula which is exclusively for solving the quadratic equations. Okay, so let's start. In my previous video I explained of what is a quadratic polynomial. Okay, so a quadratic polynomial will have a variable whose degree is 2. In my first video on algebra I explained what is an algebraic expression and what is an algebraic equation. So equation means there will be an equality sign. Okay, so in this if we include an equality sign, it will become into an equation. So if we add an equality sign equal to a value, then this polynomial will become into an equation. Okay, so what I am going to do is I am going to put equal to 0. Okay, so this form, this part is a quadratic polynomial. If I put equal to 0, this format is a quadratic equation. And mostly the questions which come in competitive exams is to solve this quadratic equation. That is to find the value of the variable x. So that is all what we need to do whenever we get this quadratic equation. Okay, so the first question is x square plus 3x plus 2 equal to 0. Okay, and in this we have to solve, that is we have to find the value of x. Okay, so in my previous video I have factorized this polynomial x square plus 3x plus 2. Okay, and I got two factors. So I am just writing those two factors. If you want to know how I factorized and got those two factors, you need to check my previous video. Okay, after factorization I got that x plus 1 into x plus 2 equals 0. For this part can be written as two factors, x plus 1 and x plus 2. Now I am going to show you how I am going to find x. Now if you have noticed, this factor into this factor, the answer or the solution is 0, which means that either this factor, that is the first factor, should be equal to 0 or the second factor should be equal to 0. So let's write down and see what happens. So that is either x plus 1 equal to 0 or the second case is x plus 2 equal to 0. If x plus 1 equal to 0, if I bring this 1 from the LHS to the RHS, it will become minus 1. So x equal to minus 1. Or if I bring this 2 from the LHS to the RHS, it will become minus 2. X equal to minus 2. Okay, so the answers are x equal to minus 1 or x equal to minus 2. So this value of x is also known as the root of the quadratic equation, or it is also known as the zeros of the quadratic equation. Okay, it's also known as the roots or the zeros of the quadratic equation. So now so this is the method of solving a quadratic equation. That is, if we can factorize it, we can solve it in this way. Okay, now let's see the next example. 5x square minus 25x equal to 0. Now if you notice this, I can take 5x common out of it. That is the method of grouping. So if I take 5x common, it will be x minus 25 divided by 5 is 5 equal to 0. So I have two factors. One is 5x and one is x minus 5. So either 5x equal to 0 or x minus 5 equal to 0. 5 into x, which means that x equal to 0, or x equal to 5. So these two are the roots or the zeros of the quadratic equation 5x square minus 25x equal to 0. Okay, so let's see another example. Now in this quadratic equation, you consider this polynomial 9x square plus 12x plus 4. It follows the identity or the basic algebraic formula a square plus 2ab plus b square. I have solved the same polynomial in my previous video and I got the answer as 3x plus 2 whole square. So this value I am going to equate to 0. So from this I can understand that 3x plus 2 equal to 0, that is 3x equal to minus 2, that is x equal to minus 2 by 3. Okay, now you have noticed in this quadratic equation I am getting only 2 roots or 2 zeros. So this means that if the degree of a quadratic equation, if you notice the degree is 2, so the roots or the zeros will be 2. So whatever be the degree of a equation, based on that when we solve we will get that many roots or zeros. Okay, but in this case this is a quadratic equation but we are getting only one value. How come? Because actually there are two values and both are equal. That's why we are writing it as a single value, that is minus 2 by 3. Okay, now let's see a quadratic equation in which we can't use this factorization method. So what can we do to solve that? The fourth example is x square plus 8x plus 8 equal to 0. Now we can try grouping. No, we can't try grouping. Suppose if we try the factorization method, that is I told you there are certain formulas, that is n1 and n2. We are going to split this into n1 and n2 in such a way that n1 plus n2 equals b, that is 8, and n1 into n2 equals a into c. In this case it is 8. Okay, so what are the factors of 8? 2 into 2 into 2, right? So if I use like 4 into 2, I will get 8. But substitute as n1 plus n2, 4 plus 2, I will get 6. I am not getting 8. So whatever type we try, we won't get this value such that n1 plus n2 equal to 8 and n1 into n2 equal to 8. So in such cases we cannot factorize this using this method. So there is another formula which is introduced exclusively for solving quadratic equations. Okay, so let's see that formula. So the formula is, for a quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, we can say that x equal to minus of b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. That is, in this case, since it is a quadratic equation, there will be two values, and the first value is minus b plus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a, and the second value is minus b minus of b square minus 4ac by 2a. That's why we mentioned this plus or minus. So this is the basic formula which we can use to solve quadratic equation. So any quadratic equation, even if though we can factorize it, or we can use factorize it by using grouping or by using the identity, still on those quadratic equations, on those quadratic equations we can use this formula. So let me use this formula and see what happens. Now let's see what is A, B and C. A equals 1, B equals 8, C equals 8, right? So I'll substitute these values and see what we get. X equals minus of B, that is 8, plus or minus root of B square minus 4AC. B square is 8 square minus 4 into 1 into 8 whole divided by 2 into 1. Alright? So it will become minus 8 plus or minus root of 8 square is 64 minus 8 fours are 32 divided by 2. So that is equal to minus 8 plus or minus root of 64 minus 32 is 32 divided by 2. Now I need to find the square root of 32. Square root of 32 can be done by factorizing it. 2 ones are 2, balance 12, 2 6 are 12. So again by 2, 8. Again by 2, 2 4s are 8. 2, 2, that's it. So I factored 32, I got that 32 is actually 2 into 2 5 times. That is 2 raised to 5 equals 32. Okay. So in this, if I am taking the square root of this, means 2 into 2 can be written as 2. 2 into 2 can be written as 2. So 32 can be written as 2 into 2 into root of 2, because that will come under the root. There is no other 2 to take it out of the root. So I will write it as minus 8 plus or minus 4 root 2 divided by 2. So if I am taking 2 common, 2 into minus 4 plus or minus 2 root 2 divided by 2. I can cancel this. So the answer is minus 4, x equal to minus 4 plus 2 root 2, or x equal to minus 4 minus 2 root 2. So these are the two roots or the zeros of the quadratic equation x square plus 8x plus 8. Okay, and this is found by using the formula x equal to minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. Now there is a term known as discriminant, that is this part b square minus 4ac, it is called as discriminant. So based on the value of the discriminant, we can see what all kinds of zeros or roots we are getting. So let's see. Now let's explain what is a discriminant, that is this part b square minus 4ac, which is also mentioned as d. Now there are three conditions. The first condition, if the discriminant is less than 0, then the quadratic equation has no real solution. If it is less than 0, the value will be minus value. That is, this b square will be less than this 4ac value, means the value under this root will be a negative value. So first of all, when you get a quadratic equation, you have to find the value of d, that is b square minus 4ac. If it is a negative value, then the answer you can mention in that options. There will be options like no real solution for that particular quadratic equation. So in that, in a simple way, you can find out the answer. Now the second case is d equal to 0. Then the quadratic equation has one solution, that is x equal to minus b by a, b by 2a. So in this case, I already done an example in which there was a quadratic equation with only one solution. So if we find the value of d for that particular question, the value will be 0. And then the final one is, if d greater than 0, then the quadratic equation has two distinct solutions. The example is just the previous one which I had discussed. That is, the value of d was 2 root 2. So it is greater than 0. So we got two different solutions. Okay, so that's it for the quadratic equation and the solving. Hope you are enjoyed this video, and if you have any doubt, please write in the comment section. Also, don't forget to like this video, to subscribe to my channel, and click on that bell icon so that you will get notification on my next video. Also, do share this video among your friends who are prepared for competitive exams and who need to improve their quantitative aptitude. Okay, so see you in my next video. Bye.